What is going on, guys? Dub Gaming here, and in this video I'm going to do a challenge. This guy JVer171717, he's a YouTuber and he has an 0910 custom roster, as well as the draft classes up to 2014. So I'm going to use this to try make the 2009-2010 Charlotte Bobcats a Dynasty. I couldn't actually find a Bobcats logo, so I decided to just make them a cat with a unicorn. So this is what our team is. Gerald Wallace is our best player, Tyson Chandler. If you look at teams like the Heat, Dwayne Wade, really good. Joe Johnson in his prime on the Hawks. So this, over the next few years, is going to be hard enough to make this team a dynasty. D-Rose led Bulls, still strong. Thunder, always going to be good with KD and Westbrook. And sure, even the Mavs that won the title the next year, extremely good. Knicks, solid. So straight away we trade Tyson Chandler, Steven Jackson for Shaq and Addison Vergeau. Well, we tried to do it, but they decided to give us Anthony Parker for a person who costs the same amount that's worse. So we've got our starting shooting guard now. We then trade Addison Vergeau, Shaq, and a first round pick for Andrew Bynum and Lamar Odom. Then we trade Ajinka and Gerald Henderson for two other players. And then we trade Gerald Wallace, actually, our star man, for Luis Scola and Trevor Ariza, so we're building around Andrew Bynum. Then we take the bust of the past 6 or 7 years. Johnny Flynn, the guy drafted over Steph Curry. We trade for him. And then we trade Raymond Felton for DeAndre Jordan. So we start off well. 13, 14, 15 and 3, like this is a really good record for any team, and considering the fact that it's the Charlotte Bobcats, like the franchise was a joke for the last 3 or 4 years of its existence. But yeah, we're comfortably in the playoffs anyway, for top of the East. Top of the East, and we're building around a young Andrew Bynum, and we've got some other good young players like DeAndre Jordan who's just come into the league, and we've got some veterans like Lamar Odom to lead the team. So Johnny Flynn is actually our top scorer, the bust of one of the biggest busts of all time, Johnny Flynn, who was drafted one spot ahead of Steph Curry. And look, in this simulation, Johnny Flynn is actually doing better than Steph Curry. So you never know, maybe if he had been somewhere else instead of Timberwolves, he might have been good. We don't have any All-Stars this year, even though we're top of the conference. And Gilbert Arenas and Danny Granger are All-Stars. Remember that? Remember when that was reality? You go on a winning streak, and we end up going out the second in the conference, which is solid enough. George Hill on the Spurs before you traded for Kawhi Leonard. Andre Iguodala, most improved player, and Steve Clifford for the Unicorn Cats, the Charlotte Bobcats, and LeBron MVP like he was in real life. Dwayne Wade, Kobe, Joakim Noah on the first team All-NBA. Andrew Bogut on the All-NBA third team, and Blake Griffin is a rookie. Jeez, this is like a blast from the past. And Steph Curry only making the All-Rookie second team, and Johnny Flynn making the All-NBA All-Rookie first team. At the end of the year, KD leads the league in scoring just like he did in real life, but Johnny Flynn actually has an unbelievable rookie campaign, averaging 19 and 5. Like Brandon Jennings averaging 20 a game. Blake averaging 20 a game, and most people forget Tyreek Evans when he was a rookie looked like he was going to be a superstar. So we end up top of the East anyway, and the Indiana Pacers take us to 7 games, being led by Danny Granger and Roy Hibbert were their best players. I don't remember John Salmons or Earl Watson ever being that good. And then the D-Rose led Chicago Bulls beat us 4-1. which is fairly dodgy because D Rose, Luol Deng. This is a very strong team. Taj Gibson, Joakim Noah. This is an extremely good team. And unlike in real life where the Celtics lose to the Lakers in 7 games, they end up beating the Spurs in 7 games, win the NBA championship in 2010. Paul Pierce with 32. So we trade Anthony Parker, Trevor Ariza and a few picks for the Grizzlies pick and Kawhi Leonard in the hopes that we're going to get Hassan Whiteside actually. But in the end we just traded for Larry Sanders, who was actually 2 picks ahead of us, which doesn't really make sense. In the offseason we signed Vujicic, Sean Livingston, Tayshaun Prince, who at this stage was one of the best players in the league. We signed the veteran Kurt Thomas for pretty much nothing. We then traded away Sean Livingston for a pick straight away because he was our 3rd choice point guard and wasn't in the rotation. This year we do slightly worse, even though I would have expected to have done better. But that sometimes happens. Like you see it with the Thunder now. Everyone expected Thunder to become a dynasty with their young players, especially after making the NBA Finals. No, not a chance we take this trade. Bynum's our centerpiece. So with the All-Star break, we are 3rd in the conference, 31-22, still not a bad record. And the Kings are struggling and we have their pick, so that's good for us. So Kobe Bryant's leading the league in scoring, and again Johnny Flynn is our top scorer with Lamar Odom, followed by Lamar Odom and Andrew Bynum. Lamar Odom ends up being an all-star this year, and Johnny Flynn wasn't, even though he was our best player so far. We get on a little bit of a run and we stay close to the top of the conference because the Miami Big Three doesn't happen. LeBron goes to the Orlando Magic and Dwayne Wade goes to the Clippers, I think it is. Goran Dragic winning Most Improved and Byron Scott winning Coach of the Year. Andrew Bogut made the All-NBA first team with the Bucks. That's ridiculous. Paul George on the All-NBA second team. Larry Sanders for us making the All-NBA second team. We've no one on any of the All-NBA teams. So the Magic straight away go up to being the best team in the Eastern Conference because they have, at this stage, they have Dwight Howard and LeBron James. So you'd tip them to probably win the entire thing. We're 3rd in the division. Every team in our division made the playoffs. Johnny Flynn nearly averaging 20 a game as our top scorer. We got the 2nd seed in the East. We're facing the Miami Heat, who no longer have a big three, no longer even have Dwayne Wade, and they beat us in 4 games. So another playoff upset as a high seed, and the OKC Thunder sweep the D-Rose-led Bulls. We trade our 6th pick from the Kings, Jarrett Jack, and 4 first-round picks for the number 1 pick in the draft. And you know why? The number 1 pick in the draft is Kyrie Irving. Yep. We essentially traded away our future for Kyrie Irving, and I think he's worth it. Then straight away we trade away Johnny Flynn for the 7th pick, and I'm going to try to draft Kawhi Leonard with it because he's predicted to go 10th, but no, he gets drafted 6th. Disaster, absolute disaster. So we trade away this pick for, I think it's the 15th pick, and 15th pick, 2 first round picks and Sim Villar, which is alright because I could probably get a first round pick for Sim Villar. We straight away trade these picks. 3 first round picks for Iman Shumpert and 2 other picks. Iman Shumpert was picked 2 ahead of our pick, so it was grand, not that big a deal. And then with the 27th pick in the first round we take Monty Unis. In this off season is when our team we start to build our dynasty. First of all we signed Carmelo Anthony to a 5-year deal. Sign Rudy Fernandez, Swaggy P. And we trade Monty Unis, even though he has more upside than Udonis Haslem. Udonis Haslem is better at this stage, so we take him. This is where teams looking like Kyrie, DeMarai Carroll, Melo, Larry Sanders, Andrew Bynum, Rudy Fernandez, Nick Young, Haslam, Birdman. This year we start off okay, I guess. We're hovering around second, third in the conference, so it's not a bad start. Could be a little bit better, but still okay. Considering we finished second last year, we can still doing relatively well. Top of the conference at this stage in January. A few bad losses and three losses out of 5 games bring us down to second in the conference. And we start to go on a little bit of a losing streak, which isn't great. We're not really looking to trade any of our players, so it doesn't make that much of a difference. I would love to get Jason Kidd here and try to give him a ring because the Dallas Mavericks don't win one and he doesn't get one in this situation, but I can't trade DeMarai Carroll for him. So Melo is leading our team with Kyrie averaging 20 points a game as a rookie. So it's looking really good. Us trading Johnny Flynn seems to be working out. So we end up doing quite poorly going into the playoffs. We end up finishing 6th in the conference, which isn't great. Kyrie winning Rookie of the Year, just like real life. Dwayne Wade on the All-NBA second team. Curry finally is starting to show some potential making the All-NBA third team, even though in 2012 he wasn't he's actually progressing a lot faster in real life, because in 2012 he wasn't an absolute superstar. And as the 6th seed, we got 3-0 up against the Orlando Magic. And now we're going to bottle another playoff series. No, we end up winning again. We end up beating the Magic in 7. Come up against the D-Rose led Bulls. We take for game 1 in Chicago. We take game 5, bring it to game 7. And of course, we lose to D-Rose and his Bulls again. These Bulls are our kryptonite. And the Brooklyn Nets losing 7 games to Oklahoma in the final. We're looking for the second pick in the draft to trade DeMarai Carroll, Iman Shumpert, Rudy Fernandez and some picks. And do you want to know why I did this? Because I saw that the number 1 pick was Bradley Beal and this guy was still on the board. So we have Anthony Davis. Dwight Howard at this stage is the best big man in the NBA, so we offer him a 4-year, $26 million deal. And we know we can go over the cap to re-sign Andrew Bynum, so we do. Straight away going into the season, we trade Andrew Bynum for DeMar DeRozan and CJ Watson. So essentially this is what our team is. Kyrie, DeRozan, Melo, Anthony Davis, Dwight, Swaggy P, Larry Sanders, Birdman, CJ Watson and James Jones. Considering how young our core is, even at this stage Melo and Dwight are relatively young. With Kyrie, Anthony Davis, this could be a dynasty. So we start off solid enough, 21, 22 and 10, which isn't the best record, but it's still solid. Going into the All-Star, coming up towards the All-Star break, we start to go on a little bit of a poor run, so we trade Nick Young for Thabo Sefolosha. It's an upgrade of 2 ratings, and we're saving a bit of money, so it's grand. We trade Larry Sanders for Klay Thompson straight away. So we've got Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson pretty much is our 9th man. This is how strong this team is. We don't have the best regular season. Anthony Davis winning Rookie of the Year, but he didn't have as good a season as he did in real life because obviously the team he's playing with. Carmelo Anthony making the All-NBA third team. And if you look at our All-Stars, Kyrie and Melo were All-Stars. So we had 2 All-Stars this season. Kyrie was our top scorer, 23.1 points, followed by Melo, Dwight, Anthony Davis, DeRozan, Cephalosha, Klay Thompson, who have actually moved to point guard so that he goes in ahead of CJ Watson. He goes down about 1 rating, which isn't too bad. So we end up getting past the Brooklyn Nets, who made the finals last year in the first round for a 3rd seed. And the Pacers get a 3-2 lead against us, bring it back to 3-all, and we take Game 7. So we're facing our kryptonite, the Chicago Bulls. We take Game 1 in Chicago, and in the end we go 3-1 up, 3-2, and we take it in 6 games. So we finally get by our kryptonite. Maybe that'll be the start, like MJ losing to the Pistons. Surely this team's good enough to win about 4 twin rings as long as Kyrie and Anthony Davis are on rookie contracts. I can't see this team not winning a ring. A 46-point first quarter in the closeout. And the closeout game pretty much sums up this season. An unbelievable team with an unbelievable squad, unbelievable depth, unbelievable youth. And in the end, I think I've successfully pretty much started a dynasty. Kyrie Irving, Anthony Davis, DeMar DeRozan, Dwight never has to go to LA, so he never loses his ability. Carmelo Anthony, Klay Thompson, Thabo Cephalosha, and good role players like Birdman, James Jones. I legitimately think that this team, this Charlotte Bobcats team, could become a dynasty with these trades. And considering the fact that in real life, this season the Charlotte Bobcats had the worst record in the NBA and had the worst record of all time the season before, it just shows how a few things and some generous 2K trades can lead to a team that could have been the worst team of all time becoming a dynasty. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe.